You already know what it is. Aswand Cruickshank, your one and only Move Swiftly speaker, checking in for a daily Move Swiftly thought, giving you a perspective on teamwork that you will not get anywhere else. Yesterday I announced we're now officially 9 days away from the kidney walk in which I will be hosting the warm-ups for the second year in a row. And because of that, because my mind is on this event right here, you see it on my shirt, my mind is on this event, I have to tell you this story about my father, all right? And I'm telling you this story because there is this stereotype, there is this bullshit way of thinking, there's this thought, there's this stigma that Black and Caribbean men do not make good fathers. Let me tell you something, all right? My father found out he had a kidney failure my 8th grade year, going into my freshman year in high school, And for those of you who don't know, I attended Good Counsel High School, which is a football powerhouse and things like that, all right? So he got the kidney failure then, all right? I'd say by the time I became around a senior or getting closer to the college years, my sister took him to a kidney walk. She was in college at the time, and she took him to a kidney walk. And I remember when she came back, it was just her and my dad. And she came back and she told me, she goes, "Hey, Oz, I finally convinced Dottie to put his name on the list to get a kidney transplant, all right? Because my father was not trying to get a transplant and stuff like that. He was on dialysis and stuff like that, right? And long story short, by my freshman year, mid-semester, my freshman year in college, my father finally got the kidney transplant, and he's still alive to this day. All right, now I want to break that down. There's a lot of pieces in everything I just said, but I want to break down the entire thing because this bullshit about Caribbean men don't make good fathers. I want to tell you guys something. I want to bring you guys up to date on everything that happened. All right, let's just take a snap back at it. My father and his daughter, right? His daughter takes him to a kidney walk, puts his name on the list. He gets the transplant, and he's alive now to see his grandson play in football games and go and be in his grandson's life. My father did not miss one game of my high school football playing career, even though every single night he had to go home and be on dialysis and drain, and it was not an easy time for any of us, especially being that I was at a fancy school like Good Counsel and my sister was at the University of Maryland, yet he still figured it out and still was able to make every single one of my games, could tell you my record, could tell you how I did. I mean, the reason my teammates voted me captain was not because I was a popular kid. It was because of the things that my father instilled in me, myself, and my sister. The way we carry ourselves, the way we grind, the way we just simply focus. All right? The truth be told, my sister never needed the guy that is my nephew's father, never fucking needed him. Right, because she has currently, he's not gone, has a great father as a model, and she never needed him, wanted him, yes, but never actually needed him. And that's why she's thriving to this day. That's why the family's thriving to this day. So all this bullshit about Caribbean men don't make good fathers is nothing but a bunch of bullshit. Nothing but a bunch of bullshit. I just gave you, and listen, my father's story is one of hundreds and thousands of other Caribbean men, every Caribbean and Black men, every single day, doing what they got to do as fathers. Yet we have to operate around the 8-ball because you choose to pay attention to the few assholes you see on TV that don't look out for the kids, that sing about being pimps and make being a hustler cool and shit like that, make being a womanizer cool. You chose to focus on that crew. Listen, I'm telling you this one from the heart, all right? Stop with the stereotypes. All right? Stop with the stereotypes and understand what this game, and listen, I know I talk about the game of football a lot, but it's for good reason. It helps to mold men. Without this game of football, I would not be able to see things from the perspective and from the lens in which I see them now. All right, I'm telling you, I'll close you out with this because I know right now, Blake Corum from the Michigan Wolverines is getting a lot of press, and I remember I was watching the game. I was watching the Michigan State game, right? And it was either the Michigan State or the Penn State game where the announcer was talking about his father, and his father's someone that I met through FBU and stuff like that. And I didn't even know this about him until they actually said it. They actually said it at the when I was watching the game. But he goes, Blake Corum learned his work ethic from his father, who ran his own landscaping company, and he got his work ethic from his father. Listen to me, all right? I will do more. I'll do a deeper dive on this very topic. Just make sure you tune in. If you haven't yet, make sure you subscribe to the Move Swiftly podcast, especially if you're listening to this on the Move Swiftly podcast. Also, if you have not found the Move Swiftly podcast, make sure you go and find it and subscribe to it and all that kind of stuff. And makeyourmove.com, MAKEYAMOVE.com. Purchase all the books. I dive deeper into everything I talked about in my books that you can purchase on makeyourmove.com, and also the ROI hiring seminars in which I have at the end of every single month, and the Move Swiftly workshops in which we take the right employee and match it with the right employer. Again, end the stereotypes. That's the end. I mean, I have so much more to say, but for this, it's going to require me to really get my mind right and kind of adjust, because I'm kind of hopped up on emotion at the moment. But I will have more on this. Trust and believe, more is coming on this very topic, all right? Aswand Cruickshank, your one and only Move Swiftly speaker, checking out. You guys continue to move swiftly. We will talk more soon.